Tom Henry Show, a podcast talk show hosted by a small-time Canadian comedian trying to make it into the manosphere. You may have noticed that my set is beautiful, one of the most beautiful on YouTube. And, you know, as my mom used to always say, if you're going to do something, do it right. And she told me that right before I dropped out of high school. So I decided I wasn't doing it right. Now, today I have a wonderful guest. We'll get to him later, but I'm doing these monologues, you know, here, and the thing is, we don't know exactly what day the show will be released, so I can't do topical news. So what I've done here is I'm doing the news of the day of my guest's birthday, October 8th. Now, I don't know if that's his birthday or just one day that his birthday party was. But anyway, this is his birthday. And this is the news of October 8th, because we can't do topical news. So, did you hear about this? In the year 876, the Frankish forces led by Louis the Younger prevented a West Frankish invasion and defeated Charles the Bald. Louis the Younger defeating Charles the Bald? Talk about adding insult to injury, huh? Now, it's quite the name, the Bald. I don't know what Frankish is. I don't know what country Frankish is, but I hope it's next to Turkey so he can get one of them hair transplants. Charles the Bald, everyone. Year 876. So, did you hear about this? On October 8th, 1943, R.L. Stine was born. Yeah, R.L. Stine. He would later gain fame as the free letters at the end of Wheel of Fortune. October 8th, 1982. And we like doing these monologue jokes to no audience. It's nice for me. It was my choice to sit here in silence, to tell jokes in silence. It was my choice. Hey, I'm used to it. You know what I mean? Did you hear about this? In the year 1982, on October 8th, Cats opened on Broadway. Cats. It would go on to run for 18 years until September 10th, 2000. Sounds like those cats needed about exactly a year to plan some kind of attack. September 10th, 2000. What I'm saying is 9/11 was done by the cats from Cats. In 1985, October 8th, 1985, did you hear about this? Bruno Mars was born. Yeah, apparently something was wrong with the baby, Bruno Mars. They put him in one of them incubators and pumped Michael Jackson music into it. Not much for this Bruno Mars. Not much for this guy. So that's it for the October 8th news. I wanted to talk briefly because my guest who I mentioned was born on October 8th. Is that the year? Is that the day? October 2nd, but he had a party. But he had a birthday party last year on the 8th, so that's what my crack research team got that one wrong. My text search failed me on that one. Anyway, that was October 8th. Not my guest's birthday, but Bruno Mars and R.L. Stine's birthdays. And who knew both guys would creep me out so much? Anyway, I wanted to talk because my guest, whose birthday I got wrong, he's a big rap guy. He likes rap. So I wanted to talk, that got me thinking, I wanted to talk about the Drake-Kendrick beef. So I know that's big in the news. So basically, Drake lost big time. He lost about as bad as you can lose. Hey, he lost worse than the Dallas Mavericks on that trade. Has anyone made the joke about JFK getting killed in Dallas?
Yes.
Okay. I won't do that then. I'm going to make some kind of shot in the head joke. Didn't think the joke out, but something about being shot in the head. This is worse than being shot in the head. Something like that. Anyway, this Drake and Kendrick. So Drake loses the battle very badly. All culminating in the fact that recently the diss track won all the Grammys, I suppose, which is one of the most humiliating ways to lose anything in the context of an award show. So award shows suck. You're not even, Anyway, Drake loses the thing. And then I notice about a couple weeks after Drake loses the battle, he starts popping up in places that I regularly go to. I live in Toronto, like Drake. So he shows up at this bar I go to, 3 Speed. It's a great bar. And, my friend was working there, and he goes in there, apparently has his own cup. And then he goes into this place I do shows at sometimes, Comedy Bar East, and he brings the cup as well. But he's going to all these places I go to, and I'm thinking, is this what it's like to lose a rap beef? You just start living my life? Next thing you know, I'm going to see Ja Rule at the West End YMCA. That's what I have to say about that beef. That's it for the news. That's it for the news of October 8th and in rap. And next we're going to have my wonderful guest, Alex Wong, in about 5 seconds from now. My first guest is a giant in the sports podcasting space and an amazing basketball journalist. He wrote this book, Prehistoric, about the Toronto Raptors, which is his team. Please welcome the wonderful Alex Wong.
Did you read it?
I read a lot of it.
What does a lot mean?
Probably as much as I read most books. I'm not good at finishing books.
So you'll go like 3/4 of the way and quit?
Something like that. You know what the problem is? I listen to a lot of sports podcasts, and when I started reading your book, I realized that my entire world was sports.
And you don't like that?
No. Generally, I think sports, and I think you share this secretly. Sports are not very cool.
Sports in general is not cool. It's marketed as cool.
And sometimes I feel like your style of sports journalism, as if I may say, is kind of that you're not that into it. You're a reluctant sports journalist because you are cool.
Thank you.
And sports are kind of, classically mouth breathy.
Yeah, you're talking about just like the way people talk about sports.
It's a lot of galoots.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what that means.
It's okay.
I came to this country when I was 8. Yeah. English, my second language.
Well, you may have learned it by then.
No,
Since
I don't
8.
know. Yeah. Can you actually tell me what that word means?
A galoot is sort of a mouth-breathing fool, like an ape-like creature.
Okay.
But a man.
It's an animal.
It's a man.
It's a man. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so the classic sports fan is a galoot.
Yeah.
And nowadays, there's an even worse thing, which is the sports nerd.
Oh, I hate the nerd.
It's awful. And many of the sports analysts of today are giant nerds who crunch numbers.
Yes.
And their job, as they see it, is to go on radio or wherever they are speaking and tell you how stupid you are for feeling how you feel.
It's the classic I want to be smarter than you approach now. That's what everybody does.
Which has always been the nerd's MO.
Yeah, this is I blame this on a Moneyball.
Yes.
Which I would give 4.5 on Letterboxd. Yeah.
4.5 on Letterboxd?
Yeah, my Letterboxd is public now. Follow me on Stephen LeBron.
Oh, you're always so shy about it.
Yeah, I was kind of conscious, just like, because I'm not a movie guy,
Yeah.
And I'm scared about people who are really into movies, like reading my reviews.
And what is it about Moneyball that would lose a half a star? Because I think I would give it 5.
You think that's a full 5?
Yeah.
Well, I think then you'd have to get into conversation of like, what does a 5 mean to you?
A 5 on Letterboxd to me, I actually try to be pretty easy with it because I was giving 4.5s and I felt that was not right.
Like you're willing to give, like how many movies do you think you've seen that you would give 5, like in your life? Is that like more than like 50 movies?
Yeah.
That are 5 stars for you?
Anything that's
so
really...
you're pretty like judicious
anything
with
that's
it.
really good.
Okay, you're not like holding out of like, I'm only going to give 5 movies in my lifetime a 5.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Because some people do approach it like that, I feel like.
Citizen Kane, Casablanca,
Yeah.
Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
A lot of slaves in that, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll dock that half a star.
Just because of that, yeah.
For the slaves.
I'm gonna
Are there
stay out of it.
slaves? Actually haven't seen it,
I
but
don't
it's
know.
racist, I know.
I'm a prominent public figure. I don't want to engage in that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We won't touch it.
Yeah. This is why I asked for a rundown beforehand.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But the sports nerd.
The sports nerd.
You hate the sports nerd.
Well, I hate so I grew up hating the galoot,
Yes.
and now I hate the nerd even more.
So the galoot is just someone who's just like really
It's like
loud,
like a jock.
hot takes. Yeah.
Like a jock, yeah, hot
Just
takes.
say whatever uninformed, but I'm going to say it just for the sake of saying it.
Yeah. And then the
Yeah.
nerd comes along and tells you that the player who actually you see suck every night
Right.
is actually really good.
Yeah, this is a big problem because you're a big baseball fan. This is a big problem in baseball, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because you can go to a game and watch players and you know exactly if you like a player or not. But a nerd will tell you differently.
You know what athletes I like? I like the guys who look like they're trying really hard.
Yeah. I like
And the nerds will always tell you they're not good, actually.
Right, right.
And
They
they'll
don't
say-
appreciate that effort.
They don't appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
And it seems like they appreciate lack of effort.
Right. Just pure skill.
Because they always go, it actually just looks like he's not trying hard. But if you look at how many steps he covers per second,
Exactly.
he's tremendous.
It's taking the joy out of the game.
And then you end up with Colby Rasmus. But let's not get into sports
Yeah.
that specifically.
Yeah. We're going to lose a lot of
We're
audience.
going to lose a lot of audience. This
Yeah.
is not a sports podcast.
Yeah, my bad.
It's okay.
Yeah. How do you like this rhythm of the combo so far?
I love it. Actually, I was going to say part of the reason I had you on is that I feel like I constantly need to stick up for the monotone society.
Oh, okay. Do you think I belong in that too?
Yeah. You didn't
Yeah.
know?
I've gotten notes before about that.
Did you think you had a lot of vocal range before?
One of my notes when I worked at the global conglomerate Rogers Sportsnet was
Shout out.
you should show more enthusiasm.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
in your mind, did you think I am really happy to be here?
Yes.
And I am really excited. I'm constantly telling people how excited I am.
Yes.
And they laugh.
But I also I'm 40 now, but I feel like I spent my first 35 years of my life just pure insubordination, not wanting to take notes
Yeah.
from people, you know?
Especially
So
not
when-
Rogers Sportsnet.
So when they were like, that was him, not me. So when they were like, yeah, show a little bit more enthusiasm,
Mm-hmm.
I would overdo it
Yeah.
on the next show
What would that look like?
just to spite them. Yeah.
So, hey,
Yeah,
everybody.
I'd be like, hey, everybody. And then they would get even more mad because it was implied
seemed
that I was
sarcastic.
pushing back.
See, I once had a casting house here in Toronto in my acting career. They cast commercials. And there was this big call out for the spokesperson of some frozen food. And all my friends were going in. And I wasn't. And I felt sad. And I emailed my agent and I said, why am I not going in for this thing everybody's going in for? And she said, they said that you seem like you're always making fun of the products.
Do you feel like you're...
And that was me really trying to give it, really trying enthusiasm
so
for frozen
were
food.
trying,
I was trying as hard as I could to be
and
excited.
you still didn't burst through to convince them.
Not only that, but it seemed like I
seemed
outwardly was
offensive.
making fun of the product.
So you think being monotone has hurt you in your career?
I do. I think the monotone community
Yeah.
is one of the most,
we're not respected.
we're not respected, and it hurts us.
I'm okay because like, don't you get kind of a sense of pride in knowing that you're just gonna do it your way? Like even when you do your stand-ups, when you're like
My stand-ups. Yeah.
your little stand-ups, your little Thursdays at Comedy Bar,
My skits.
East.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you're representing and you're doing the monotone and you're still doing well, doesn't that feel better than feeling like you got to conform a little bit?
It does, but then it's always doesn't feel better when somebody afterwards comes up to me and says, "You were so funny in that creepy way that you are."
Yeah. Does that...
And I say, I'm not creepy.
Does that stick with you?
They said that creep character you do is so funny.
Yeah, but it's just you.
That's just me speaking.
That's just you, yeah. But I think it goes to the point of like, if people don't get it, they don't get it. You know what I'm saying?
They say, it's so funny how you hate everyone. And I go, I love everybody.
Yeah, you just didn't get the joke. They just didn't get it.
I'm happy to be there entertaining the people.
Yeah, I'm never going to change my tone.
I don't think you can.
I think I can.
Try.
No, I can't right now. Like I'd feel wildly uncomfortable.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't know. But then I overthink it. I'm like, yo, maybe I should be more excited about things. Like, is this a representation of me not being excited enough about things?
I feel like you're not excited enough to be here right now.
Is that how you feel?
On my new podcast.
Yeah. The failing Tom Henry show.
I understand. See, I understand that you're excited because I know what it's like to not be able to show excitement.
Yeah. I think the fact that, we know each other pretty well, I feel like.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm willing to show up, I feel like is a level of excitement that I'm expressing.
Exactly.
Yeah. Monotone gang.
Well, I wanted to raise the awareness.
Yeah. We should. I
don't know who else is in our club. I should come up with that. Maybe
we should do an ice bucket challenge.
Leave Shriver
to raise awareness.
We should do an ice bucket. Yeah, we do like an ice bucket, and when the ice hits us, we show we have no reaction.
Just nothing. Yeah, I like that.
And people say, "You guys are psychos."
Yeah,
and we say, "No."
We should actually do that.
Let's do it now.
You're coming out of your monotone cage. Yeah. I think that's a challenge too when it's like two guys in that society. Like I'm always trying to like make you break out of it a little bit.
But even when I laugh or something, do you think I break out of it?
A little bit. Like when you laugh there, I feel like you're like a different side of you is trying to come out.
It is always trying to come out.
Yeah. There's no better joy than making you laugh.
Thank you.
Because you have a high standard for humor.
I don't fake it.
No, you don't fake it. So when I'm able to make you laugh, like, very proud of that.
Well, you're a funny guy.
Yeah, try my best.
You know, when I first heard your basketball show on the Conglomerate, they're doing wonderful work over there. I said to our mutual friend, Ennis Esmer, I said, those are the only funny guys on radio, on sports radio.
Yeah, me and Will. Shouts to Will.
And Will Lou. And everybody's trying to be funny on sports radio.
Yeah, it's a low bar. It's a low bar in sports.
Well, this is another thing I wanted to talk to you about, is that you have a theory that very few athletes are funny.
Yeah, my theory is that most people in sports are what I categorize as sports funny.
Right, which is not funny. It's just funny in that world. It's sort of like when a musician does stage banter.
Yes.
And everybody laughs so easily.
Exactly.
Which to me as a stand-up, I find deeply insulting.
Yeah, like for your failing local audience, like the best example is like DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry on the Raptors.
Do people say they're funny?
Oh, because they used to go to press conferences together, like, pull pranks on each other, make fun of each other, and people will eat that stuff up. They're like, oh, they're the funniest duo.
It's just like watching two jock buddies elbow each other.
But it's because everybody covering sports or watching sports don't have a standard for humor.
It's the galoots and the nerds.
They just, anything that's remotely different for them is funny.
That's right. And you really opened my eyes with one of the Raptors players, OG Anunoby.
Yes, another monotone society type.
I do respect him for being in the monotone
Deadpan
community.
community.
Deadpan, it's sort of, they're very
Yeah,
interwoven.
Yeah. It's like Chinese, Asian. Yeah.
If you're monotone and not deadpan, you might be in big trouble, actually.
Yeah, then you're just boring.
Then you're just boring, which a lot of people are going to accuse me of being anyway.
Yeah.
But OG Anunoby was a guy that many people pointed out as particularly funny. Mm-hmm. But really, he just wouldn't say anything.
Yeah, he would give one-word answers.
He would give one-word answers.
But it became a bit.
Right.
It became a bit where, like, every other athlete would give you 2-3 minutes after a game, and he would take 5 questions and give you, like, 5 words. And
That's
people
right.
found this endearing over time.
And I quite liked it, and I thought it was funny.
Sure.
And when you opened my eyes to the fact that it wasn't funny,
Yeah.
it really changed me.
Yeah, it was lame. Because I was comparing it to Kawhi Leonard.
Who I think might actually be funny.
Kawhi Leonard, if you were to ask me for one athlete who's actually funny, he's funny.
Because he's the OG Anunoby, but not trying to do the bit.
He's not even thinking about it.
He's not trying to be funny. He actually doesn't want to talk to you.
OG's aware that he's doing a bit. And the fact that he's aware that he's doing a bit is really lame to me.
Well, is there anything worse than normies who know about bits?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
The word bit, too, has become quite...
Yeah, I don't even know how the word bit seeped into, like, sports. You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
Like,
I think it's become quite actually prevalent in normie culture now.
yeah,
Now,
everything's a bit.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
know what you see a lot of?
Yeah.
Girls on Instagram who have an unfunny boyfriend who does a lot of bits.
Right. That's like a trend.
And they film it.
Right.
And he's going,
Yeah, but it's not funny to anyone except for her.
she loves it.
Yeah. That's like personal
Because she's
funny.
in love with a loser.
That's why you need close friends. Yeah.
To tell you
No, that's
that
that's
your
why you need
boyfriend's bits
that's
aren't
why
funny?
you need the close friends option on IG so the public doesn't see it.
So that
you
I
know?
don't have to watch it.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah.
So, glad we covered that.
Anytime.
Now, I did want to talk to you about a recent incident. We were at a trivia night together.
Oh, okay.
And
So again, rundown next time. Yeah.
well, this is sort of a gotcha show.
Yeah. I can feel that. Yeah.
We were at a trivia night together, and
Yeah.
nobody else put this on you
Yeah.
but yourself.
The fact that I'm Asian.
You like to talk about how you have all the Asian trivia covered.
Well, let me just rephrase that.
Okay.
Before you go on. I decided to put myself in that role.
Yes.
As the only Asian there, I was like, I'm here to answer any Asian related questions
Right.
and potentially sports.
What did that rephrasing change for you?
I don't know. I didn't like the tone that you were coming with.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to reclaim my identity.
I would like to officially apologize for my tone.
Yeah.
But so this is the role you put yourself in.
Yes, I'm the Asian guy of the trivia team.
And nobody else sees you that way, but you do.
I
it
see,
seems.
yeah.
And so having said that you put yourself in that role, there were 2 Asian questions.
At least 2.
I don't know if there were Asian questions, but there were questions involving Asian things or people. And you got both wrong.
I botched both of them.
So
Yeah.
one of them was a picture of the figure skater. Was it
Christy
Christina
Yamaguchi.
Yamaguchi?
I forgot who I said now. That was incorrect.
You said another famous Asian figure skater. And you were quite certain.
I was pretty certain, yeah.
Now, the other one was interesting because it was something to do with a video game company.
Yep, I believe the correct answer was
Konami.
and I had
And
gone
you
with Capcom.
said Capcom.
Yeah.
Which is a very understandable mistake.
Understandable, but I did beat myself up over it.
Well, what I wanted to point out is that when we received the other team's answer sheet,
yeah.
they had said Konami.
Right.
And you, I don't know if you remember, you laughed at it.
Yeah, I try to bury some of those memories.
You've been repressing this?
It's really tough being an Asian. No, it's really tough being the only Asian and taking on that responsibility. And again, it's all
Which
self-inflicted.
you don't need to take on.
No,
yeah.
which like I appointed myself.
I didn't show up and say I'd get all the white questions right.
Yeah, that's a whole other conversation. But it is tough to put that on yourself and then let the team down.
Well, it's also, it's an entire continent you're taking responsibility for.
Yeah, which I shouldn't be.
You shouldn't do.
Yeah, which I'm taking on too much.
You're Chinese.
Yeah.
And
Why was that so awkward for you to say? Yeah.
I was going to say of Chinese descent.
How many Chinese friends do you
I was
have?
going to say of Chinese descent.
No, wait, you went to school with a lot of Chinese people.
I went to
That's how we
Riverdale
bonded.
Collegiate
That's how we
Institute for
bonded.
1 year before I went to another
That's
school.
why I was like, yeah, this guy understands me. Yeah.
There were well, there were a lot of Chinese kids that I would ask to borrow a pen from, and they really didn't like me,
Right.
as I never had my own pen.
Yeah.
And they had whole pencil cases full of pens.
Oh, yeah, we're always ready.
Yeah.
We're sharp. Keep those pencils sharpened, too.
And not to get political, but I eventually had to leave the school because I wasn't smart enough.
Right.
It was very academic.
Yeah, you got squeezed out by the Asians.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I could have stayed if I were more diligent in my
You
work.
weren't motivated.
I was a classic white slacker.
Yeah, could just be slacker.
But isn't a white slacker a type of thing?
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's not really a lot of Asian slackers. No, actually, I take that back.
Name a famous Asian slacker.
That's a good question.
Think about it.
Most Asians I know, overachieve. Yeah,
Right?
we're overachievers.
Now, David Chang looks like a slacker,
Yep.
but he's extremely successful.
Yeah, super wealthy.
Not a big fan.
Not a fan.
No.
I don't really watch food shows and stuff.
You should check out Emerald.
What is that? Is that on Criterion?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah.
So, as you may know, I have certain famous segments on this show.
Yeah.
And one of these segments is where I call a vape shop to get a question for the guest.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So we've done it on another episode. What I need to do is call a different one. Mm-hmm. Luckily, there are about 800 in this town. So let's just see. Last time I called House of Vapes. I think this time I'll call Super Vape Store.
Okay. And you're speaking in this?
I'll speak, yeah, and
Okay.
we'll try and get you a question.
Okay, I like that.
Okay. Here we go. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, sorry, this is a weird question, but I host a podcast and I have a guest, Alex Wong. He wants a vape, but he says he likes caramel vape. Do you have a caramel?
Caramel flavor?
Yeah, does that exist?
They do, but I'm sorry we don't have.
You don't have it? Shoot. Would you have a question for Alex Wong?
No.
No. He's a sports reporter, but
Okay.
do you like sports?
Yes, sir.
What are you curious about that?
I'm sorry, sir. I can't answer you on the call.
Oh, okay.
I'm on the right now. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay. So do you know where I could get that caramel vape?
You can ask to other stores because this flavor is like weird. Like not all the stores carry that.
Is it because they don't want kids to get into it?
Yes, that's the one reason.
Yeah.
And these vapes are like not that much popular, so not every vape store carries it.
Okay. Well, thank you. I'll look for it. He's an adult. Oh, okay, thanks. 0 for 2 on that one.
Keep trying, man. I think it's the monotone.
He discriminated against me. If I were more ebullient,
Yeah.
he would have maybe gone along.
I'm learning a lot of new words from you today.
Well,
You never say these words to me.
I didn't miss my first 8 years growing up here.
Make Canada great again. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, what else did we talk? Okay, so should we break yet? Okay, let's have a break. Actually, this is going to be interesting to you. You're a rap fan, right?
Big rap fan.
That's
Took
one
a
of your-
detour into white music. Now I'm into Japanese jazz.
We're going to talk about the white music after this.
Yeah.
But I actually, you heard me earlier talking about the Kendrick Drake beef.
Yes. Yeah.
I actually, inspired by that, recorded a diss track
Okay.
for in the comedy world.
Oh, nice. Are you calling out names though?
I am. So let's take a look at it right now.
Yeah.
John Mulaney's not funny. Amy Schumer's not funny. Osama Minaj isn't funny. Michelle Wolf's not funny. Russell Peters isn't funny. Krista Leah's not funny. Will Arnett's not funny. Andrew Schultz isn't funny. Conan's podcast's not funny. John Hamm's not funny. SNL's not funny. Stephen Colbert's not funny. Pete Davidson's not funny. Pete Holmes isn't funny. John Cleese isn't funny. Sam Orill's not funny. Tig Notaro's not funny. Eric Wareheim's not funny. Eric Andre's not funny. Dave Chappelle's not funny. Dave Attell's not funny. Jeffrey Ross isn't funny. Singing songs isn't funny. Steve Martin's not funny. Lorne Michaels isn't funny. Bruce McCulloch's not funny. Mike Birbiglia's not funny. Storytellers aren't funny. Truth tellers aren't funny. Matthew Perry's not funny. Seinfeld Jerry's not funny. Trolls aren't funny. Jennifer Lawrence isn't funny. Pretending to stutter isn't funny. Justin Timberlake's not funny. Lonely Island's not funny. Improv's not funny. Making fun of improv's not funny. Sarah Silverman's not funny. Kevin Hart's not funny. George Carlin's not funny. Bill Burr's not funny. Louis C.K.'s not funny. Chris Rock's not funny. Bill Hicks is not funny. Lenny Bruce isn't funny. Bert Kreischer's not funny. Bill Cosby's not funny. Athletes are not funny. Neil Brennan's not funny. Tom Segura's not funny. Jan Arden's not funny. Hannibal Buress isn't funny. Jeff Garland's not funny. Anthony Jeselnik's not funny. Aziz Ansari's not funny. Bill Maher's not funny. Jimmy Carr's not funny. The Good Place isn't funny. Green Screen's not funny. Being Awkward's not funny. Mark Maron's not funny. Saying Karen's not funny. Roasts aren't funny. Tommy Jonigan's not funny. Patton Oswalt's not funny. Dimitri Martin's not funny. Paul F. Tompkins isn't funny. Crowd work isn't funny. Mark Norman's not funny. TikTok impressions aren't funny. Musicians banter isn't funny. Judd Apatow's not funny. Personal trauma's not funny. Seth Rogen's not funny. Joe Rogan's not funny. Bo Burnham's really not funny. Bo Burnham's songs aren't funny. TJ Miller isn't funny. Ricky Gervais isn't funny. Nick Kroll's not funny. Matt Rife's not funny. Matt Rife's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. Not laughing.
And we're back with Alex Wong. Alex, I wanted to talk to you about this playlist thing that we had talked about before. But first, I have a famous segment on the show that everybody must do.
Okay.
So far, it's been about as successful as the Vape.
Oh, I thought that was pretty good.
Well, so you'll see about this. The concept of this segment is that there is a random button on Wikipedia.
Okay.
So it chooses from literally anything. And what we have to do is press it once and talk about that thing a little bit.
I like that.
Now, so far, it's been really out there stuff. So we'll see how it goes. Pressing it once. Okay. This says Tikkanen, in brackets, horse.
Okay.
Now, what I do is I read the first paragraph. Tikkanen, 23 January 91 to 18 April 2015, was an American thoroughbred racehorse who competed internationally. That's what we got.
The only horse I could really talk about is probably
Tikkanen?
Seabiscuit.
Oh, I was hoping it was Tikkanen.
Yeah.
So,
Could you name another horse that you could talk about?
I know Seabiscuit.
That might be it.
Is there one called Man of War?
You could be making it up. That's a good horse name though. Yeah.
What are they? They're usually called like Papa's Dimes.
Yeah. It's been a while since I went to
Johnny's
the...
got a grandma.
Yeah. Used to go to the Woodbine racetrack, you know.
Did you?
Yeah. Try to hit a few parlays.
And how'd it go?
Not well. Yeah.
No, never does.
Yeah. Ended up at the casino most nights playing blackjack.
How'd that go?
Some nights were well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other nights I had to drive to Oshawa to get a credit. Yeah.
Now, we're supposed to be talking about Tikkanen.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you know about Tikkanen?
Not much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me neither.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Yeah. Famous segment though.
The segment is undefeated.
Yeah.
So I'm just dreaming about Tikkanen. What is that, a Greek word?
Once again, I'm still grasping the English language. So,
There was a hockey player named Tikkanen.
Esa Tikkanen.
Maybe he was Finnish?
Do you think he was named after the horse?
There's a chance.
There is a chance.
Or maybe he was named after the horse. Or is that what you said?
Yeah, that is exactly what I said. You should listen to what your guests say.
Well, I thought you said maybe the horse was named after him because that
I'm
would
not
make
getting
more
into
sense.
a fight with you about this.
Okay.
You were wrong.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I apologize.
It's okay. It's early in the show.
No, we're almost done.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, I wonder how good Tikkanen was.
I don't
and
think Tikkanen was that good if neither of us know much
Know
about
him.
it. We're pretty cultural.
as we've both ascertained, we both know one racehorse.
Yeah. If it was an Asian horse, maybe I would have stepped up.
Well, not in my experience.
Yeah. Damn.
Now, the one horse we know, I guess, is the one who has his own movie.
Yeah. Never watched it.
No, me neither. Is that Tobey Maguire?
Probably Toby. Toby pre-Spider-Man type vibe.
Tobey Maguire, I read recently, was kind of run out of Hollywood because he had a bad attitude.
Wow. I'm actually pretty surprised to hear that. He seems
Are
like
you?
a chill dude.
Well, he was part of a certain posse that Leonardo DiCaprio ran.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You ever heard of that one?
Yeah. Know about that one.
I don't know if they were great guys.
Are there great guys in Hollywood in general?
Yeah.
Name 3. See?
Yeah.
My point exactly. Morgan Freeman? No, we gotta look that up.
I think Morgan Freeman was dating his niece or something.
Right, I just
Yeah.
thought of that. My bad. Bad example.
Yeah.
Yeah, Timothy Chalamet?
I'm not so hot on him.
Yeah, but he's not for you though.
He's certainly not for me.
Yeah,
Who's he for?
I don't know.
The young
I was
women.
flipping through CDs at a Sonic Boom on Spadina yesterday. I saw a Bob Dylan CD and I was like, oh, that's Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
That's Impact.
Do you think the young girls are into Bob Dylan now?
I feel like that movie kind of just like, it's gonna come and go.
Came and went like all.
It's not having no lasting impact.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into this playlist.
Oh,
this
thank
famous
God.
playlist. Yeah.
No
We're
more
done
no more Tikkanen.
Tikkanen, yeah.
Yeah.
But one day they'll have a list of all the random articles we've done on the show,
Yeah.
and Tikkanen will be in there.
Can't wait.
So, a little while ago, you made a declaration that you wanted to get into quote unquote white music.
Yeah, very broad declaration.
Yeah. Now, I wouldn't call it white music.
Sure.
I think it's for everyone.
Yeah. Wow.
But you grew up only
Very
listen-
inclusive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you grew up only listening to hip hop, essentially.
Yeah, I
right?
grew up hip hop.
You
Hip hop
came
was
to this country.
came to
when
this
you were
country
8.
when I was 8, and
And
all
how
my
did you-
friends, all my friends in school listened to hip hop. Lunchtime, we would go to friends' places and just like they would have a turntable, put on like rap records. Got introduced to like Wu-Tang.
They had turntables
Yeah.
when
yeah.
you were 8?
Yeah, I guess it was their like family
Wow.
turntable.
Were
But they would have
Did they?
a little bit. Yeah, but hip hop was like my gateway into like North American music,
Right.
and that was all I knew.
Yeah.
That was all I fell in love with. It helped me learn the language.
Really?
Really, yeah, because rappers were talking in a way, using words that you wouldn't use in like regular conversation.
So
It helped me pick up ways to
Then
like
you go
talk.
call your mom a bee?
No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. I did learn a few times because like I would put CDs in. You know, she bought me the Lil Kim CD from Future Shop.
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah, this album cover looks a little suspicious.
Uh-huh.
Like, why don't you just go get a penthouse or something if you're gonna look at this?"
Did your mom
And then
say that?
Yeah, she thought it. Yeah,
she-
she didn't
yeah.
really speak English,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
anytime I bring up my mom speaking English, I'm making it up.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we played in the car,
Mm-hmm.
and then all these like sex skits would come on, and it was very awkward
Right.
because I'm usually sitting in the back, so it's not like I can change the track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's my
I
story.
once was listening to a Beastie Boys CD.
Yeah.
Do you consider that white music or black music?
That's a really good question.
Well, this involves that. So I was listening to the CD, and in the song was the N-word.
Right.
Now, what I didn't know at the time was that was the rapper Q-Tip saying that.
Right. You thought it was one of the Beastie Boys.
I did. And my mom picked up the CD, and she went, "These guys are saying the N-word?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, they're allowed to. They have friends."
Yeah.
They're
Do you still stand by that stance? Yeah.
I don't.
Okay. Just need to check. Yeah.
But later I found out it was Q-Tip.
Right.
Anyway, so you grew up with rap, and just recently, I would say about a year ago, is that right?
Yeah. So there's actually a story about this.
All right, well,
I was here at your New Year's party.
okay.
This was us ringing in 2024, and you usually, as the host, control the music.
Yeah.
And I was just really impressed by the songs that you were playing, because
Yeah.
every white song that you played got the crowd going.
Yeah, we're talking stuff like Sheryl Crow,
Yep. Sheryl Crow,
Counting Crows,
Counting Crows. Yep.
a lot of crow stuff.
Yeah. And then I would pick your brain from time to time being like, I don't really get Radiohead.
Yeah.
Like, cause I've tried listening to a lot of this music over the years. And then you offered to make me a playlist.
I think you asked for it.
I definitely asked
Yeah.
for it. I said, make me 20 songs
Yeah.
that would really help educate me.
Now, I really took the assignment seriously.
You did.
You said I want the most basic stuff. I
Yeah.
want a quick
Yep.
ABCs of white music.
You took me through the years. I know that's what you
I
did.
made it chronological,
Yep.
and let me just find this.
It was the best white playlist that I received.
Which I'm very honored to hear. And I think because I took it very seriously and I started from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Not that kind of scratching you're used to in hip hop.
No. Yeah.
Okay, so this playlist called White Music for Alex Wong,
Yeah, which we're both looking at.
which is other people will judge as that these songs are too basic.
Right. But this was a
But
beginner's
I was
guide.
sending you this and you didn't know these songs.
This is white music for dummies. Like
You really
type
didn't know
approach.
these. So we started with A Day in the Life by the Beatles,
Yeah, big song.
right?
This is how I learned that the Beatles didn't get along with each other.
Really?
Yeah, because I would go down rabbit holes reading
Yeah.
about these songs.
Right. And that was just, I had to pick one Beatles song, and that's what I picked.
Yeah, love that song.
I then went to the Stooges, I Want to Be Your Dog.
Yo, I play that song all the time.
It's a good one, right?
Yeah, it's like some heavy metal type shit to me.
So that's like a little cooler. Then I went 5 Years by David Bowie.
Yeah, still trying to understand Bowie.
Really, it's not quite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I know Bowie went through some phases.
You could say he went through some changes.
Yeah, sorry. It's 2025.
No, that's one of his songs.
Oh, okay, my
Yeah.
bad. See? You can't make these jokes at me. This is like me making Wu-Tang references all throughout, and you haven't picked them up.
Then I'll try to speed this up because what is it, 20 songs?
Yeah.
We go Walk on the Wild Side, Lou Reed.
Yeah, love Lou Reed. Yeah. Can I love Lou Reed? Is it cool to like Lou Reed?
Yeah.
This is where I would get insecure too, because I would pick your brain and be like, yo, are these people
Lou Reed's classically cool.
like, are these people cool?
Apparently he was a real bastard,
Okay.
but not like a dating your niece kind of thing.
Right. We draw the line at
Just
that.
a mean guy.
Yeah.
He's dead now. Then we got Band on the Run, Paul McCartney.
Band on the Run, big song. I really like that song. I never heard that song before.
Yeah.
And then I was told by my friend Will, it's similar to liking Jay-Z Empire State of Mind.
Which I do like.
Yeah. But is that a right comparison?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's accurate.
Okay. Because he's like, I don't know why you're always putting this song on all the playlists. It's not cool.
And I would say to Will,
Yeah.
sometimes the lamest things are cool.
I like that. I like that.
Including Empire State of Mind. Because I like to hear what it's like to be in New York. Then we've got Livin' Thing by ELO, Electric Light Orchestra.
Yeah. I call them ELO now, yeah.
Did that do it for you?
Yeah, I went on an ELO rabbit hole and picked up a couple more songs from them, so
Okay.
that was super helpful.
Great. We've got Goodbye Stranger by Supertramp.
Yeah, big song. I actually bought that record.
Breakfast in America.
Yeah.
It's a great record. Train in Vain by The Clash.
Yeah, I don't remember much about that one.
Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Love Will Tear Us Apart by Joy Division.
Yeah.
I feel like that was a big
Yeah,
one
went
for
down
you.
a Joy Division rabbit hole. Yeah.
Then we got This Is the Day by The.
Yeah, very confused by the name.
It's just The twice.
Yeah.
Bizarre Love Triangle by New Order.
Yeah, big tune. Big
Huge tune.
Big tune.
Now at the end of that one, is that the one? No, that's a different one. Then we've got Graceland by Paul Simon, which many people would say is kind of the most basic white song.
Yeah. That one wasn't very memorable to me.
Didn't do it for you.
No, didn't hit.
That would drive a lot of whites crazy.
Yeah, didn't hit.
They would be.
What's the rap equivalent?
Of Graceland?
Yeah. It's like Drake Hotline Bling.
No.
Yeah.
It would have to be a much more famous song.
Yeah, like all time.
All time, yeah.
Yeah.
What about like, what about like H to the Izzo?
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. Not for me.
Where Is My Mind by Pixies?
I like that one.
Yeah.
Like the Pixies.
Yeah.
And it felt like liking the Pixies was like a cool thing. Because that was part of the journey is like, yo, I want to like cool white music.
Yeah, you don't want to like get into
Yeah.
Train.
But I don't know what that is. But I like,
Have you ever heard Drops of Jupiter?
no. Because I came in liking like Coldplay.
Coldplay is classically uncool, but has
Yeah.
good songs.
Yeah. And I dated someone in high school who was super into Death Cab.
Yeah.
So I got into a lot of Death Cab.
I know those people too.
You know? That's why they're no longer part of my life.
It's always someone you dated in high school.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good excuse.
I feel like if you go to a Death Cab concert, it's full of people who dated someone in high school.
Yeah, went to one a couple of years ago, Massey Hall, great show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can't get into
I think
it.
I put it on Close Friends so you wouldn't see it on IG. Yeah.
I'm not in your close friends list?
You are, but specifically I took you off that one. Yeah. Wanted you to respect me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Yeah. Wow. Do I overthink things? Yeah.
Goodbye Horses by Q Lazarus.
Don't remember.
Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor.
Yeah, big tune.
Big tune.
Just remember her getting a lot of backlash on SNL.
For tearing up the Pope.
Yeah, that was my whole context about her.
I never forgave her.
Yeah.
Losing My Religion by R.E.M.
Yeah, love that song.
Huge.
Love REM.
Harvest Moon, Neil Young.
Love that one too. This was the best white playlist I ever received. I got 25 of them, I think.
I will put this playlist up in the links for the viewers. If you want to hear songs that you all know. That you all hear too much on the radio, probably. Linger by the Cranberries.
Love that one too.
Yeah, okay.
I remember that one. They used to play that when I worked at Winners.
Now, this is kind of an odd one that I chose. Serve the Servants by Nirvana.
Yo, I fell in love with that one.
Good tune, right?
Yeah, because Nirvana was another band where I was like trying to understand.
I think I went a little off the main hits with that one.
Yeah, because that's like grunge, right?
That's grunge.
Yeah.
Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
You must
Oasis.
have known that because you're an Oasis guy.
I'm an Oasis head.
You bought tickets to the Oasis.
Yeah,
in
Scotland,
Scotland.
Edinburgh. Yeah, I'll be there.
When is that?
August. Yeah.
Could have stayed home in Toronto.
Yep, going to that one too.
See you there.
Damn, they didn't build the stadium yet though.
They'll do it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of money on the line.
Yeah.
It's all those fat cats at Rogers care about.
Yeah. What?
Firestarter by The Prodigy. I seem to remember that freaking you out.
I did tell you it was freaking me out because they
Yeah.
were screaming.
Yeah. So did you never get into it?
No. How would you classify that type of music?
I think it's something to do with English jungle or something.
Like, it's not like heavy metal.
It's not heavy metal.
It's not death metal, which
It's
I
like
read about.
dancey, isn't it?
I don't know. Would
It's
you
what-
dance to that?
It's what kind of psycho English punks go to the club and
Yeah.
bash their mohawks.
I feel like it was disrespectful to music. If you wanted my review. Yeah. Made him laugh.
Paranoid Android by Radiohead.
Still don't understand Radiohead.
No, you can't do it.
Still don't get it. Tried Kid A. Don't get it.
And you know, I respect that because lately I think Tom York seems to be a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Fleetwood Mac, another band that I can't get into. Just, you know?
That would also make the Whites
Kill
kill
but I'm
you.
like, I feel like I'm trying hard with these bands to like try to get it. Maybe I'm trying too hard.
Yeah, maybe you just let it wash over you.
Yeah.
This is a weird one too. Independence Day by Elliott Smith.
I didn't mind that one. Elliott Smith was a very depressed dude, is what I gathered.
I think I put that on there because it felt particularly white to me,
Yeah.
not because it was one of these giant songs.
You gave me a really nice platter of music, like across different eras, I feel like.
Right. I tried. And then I put on a Fiona Apple song, Fast As You Can.
Yeah. Fiona Apple used to be on BET, I remember that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
I had no idea either. Yeah, but she was, yeah.
Is she...
Robin, too.
Robin was too?
Yeah.
Huh. The last song on the list was Someday by The Strokes.
Yeah, don't remember anything.
No.
Did you order these songs in a particular sequence for me?
Chronologically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't the vibe, it was the years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
So-
this was the best playlist for me out of the 1 year, actually like 6 months of experimenting, getting into white music.
Now, later on, you asked me for a 201.
Yeah, I was like, I wanna step it up now.
And I made one for you that was, to me, a little more off the beaten path.
More challenging, I would say.
Well, I didn't think they were challenging, but I feel like the 201 list single-handedly scared you back away from white music.
It did. Yeah, it did.
No.
I think I realized my limits.
You had enough.
I think I just like my white music to just be like chill, like pop music type.
What's one of your favorites that wasn't on that list?
The Counting Crows song that you played on New Year's.
Long December.
That's a big tune for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Cheryl. I remember you liking the Cheryl Crow too.
Sheryl Crow was a big song.
Both crows.
Yeah. Those are big.
All right. Well, anything else you want to cover?
I think that's it.
Let me see.
Yeah, you're the host.
I lost my card, so I guess that's the end
That's
of
it. Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for being here.
It was my pleasure, man.
Maybe one day you'll try that white music 201 again.
Yeah, I'm on to Japanese jazz now this year.
Really?
Yep. Ennis Esmer has put me on some new stuff.
Japanese jazz.
Yeah, because I told Ennis, I was like, I'm tired of just hearing people rap. I just want to hear instruments.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm in an instruments phase right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for being here, Alex Wong.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching The Tom Henry Show. See you next week.
That's it. We're good.